Welcome to the Netrun Neural Link, where we deconstruct the tech that's shaping our systems. Today, we are diving deep into a platform that might just be the operating system for innovation itself. We're talking about Netrun Systems' absolute monster of an IP platform, Patlas.
So, to get why Patlas is such a big deal, you've got to picture the absolute nightmare of old-school IP management. We're talking brilliant ideas getting lost in endless email threads, data scattered across a dozen spreadsheets, patent applications buried under a mountain of PDFs. It's chaos. It slows innovation to a crawl. The Netrun way? Look at that. It's just clean. As simple as an API call. That contrast right there says everything.
And that leads to the huge question Netrun basically asked themselves. How do you stop treating your intellectual property like a stack of legal papers in a filing cabinet and start treating it like a core part of your tech stack? How do you build an actual operating system for innovation? Well, the answer isn't just some new app. It's a fundamental shift in how you even build software. They call it agentic development, and it is absolutely the secret sauce that powers this whole thing. This isn't just about managing patents. It's about architecting a system that can handle that complexity at a speed we've never seen before. And that philosophy leads to this number, 14.4 times. That's the average velocity multiplier in their development process. I mean, let's just pause on that. In the enterprise software world, if you told me you got a 2 times, maybe 3 times improvement, I'd be genuinely impressed. But 14.4x? That's almost unheard of. It tells you they didn't just tweak the process, they tore it down and rebuilt it from the ground up. So what is agentic development, really? Look, it's not just about developers coding faster. It's a really structured system. Imagine you have teams of specialized AI agents all working on different features in parallel. The key is that they operate in what are called isolated Git work trees. Think of them as individual sandboxed coding universes. This setup prevents them from running into each other and creating those merge conflicts that are the bane of every developer's existence. It just collapses the traditional timeline. Okay, so that's how they built it so ridiculously fast. But a platform this big has to have a pretty complex structure, right? How does it all fit together, Sarah? You'd think so, but it's actually incredibly elegant. The whole thing is built on 3 pillars that are super tightly integrated within a single monorepo. First, you've got Chimera. That's the AI brain doing all the research in competitive intelligence. Then you have Patlas, which is the core engine for managing the entire portfolio. And finally, Figure, which is this specialized engine that can generate patent figures that are compliant with the USPTO right from the code. They all work together seamlessly. That scope is just huge. So how mature is this really? I mean, is this all just a fancy roadmap, or is it actually built?
Right, that was my first question too. And this is the part that's pretty wild. It's not a roadmap. You could call it a done map. The entire platform has been built out across 14 distinct and, importantly, completed development phases. We're not just talking about the foundational stuff either. They've covered global operations, trademarks, trade secrets, the whole shebang. This thing isn't just baked, it's fully operational.
Okay, zoom in for us, Sarah. Give us a killer feature, something that really shows the raw power we're talking about here. Okay, for me, this is where it goes from a cool piece of software to something else entirely. Let's talk about Patlas Labs. This is where the platform becomes a scientific validation engine. For example, its optical/FSO module doesn't just store a patent claim about free space optics. It runs these incredibly complex physics models, like atmospheric attenuation using Kim and Kruse models, beam physics, you name it, to actually prove the patent's claims are physically possible. It's an engineering-grade reality check for your ideas. And that right there is the whole game. A feature like that completely transforms the IP department. It's no longer just a legal cost center, a place you pour money into for paperwork. It becomes a data-driven strategic asset that actually validates and strengthens your core technology. A platform this powerful can't just be theoretical, though. It has to be built to manage some serious, real-world assets to be truly credible. Sarah, is this thing actually managing anything significant today? Oh, absolutely. It is battle-tested. It's currently managing the entire GhostGrid portfolio. That's 27 provisional applications in some really advanced communications tech. And the estimated value of that portfolio is somewhere between $100 million and $250 million. So yeah, it's managing very serious assets. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Let's hit the 3 key takeaways for everyone listening. For me, number 1 has to be IP as code. Patlas fundamentally changes intellectual property into a programmable, machine-readable asset.
Right. And building on that, my takeaway is that it's a single API-first platform that automates the entire lifecycle, from that first light bulb moment to managing a massive portfolio.
Exactly. And my final one, which is just so cool from a technical perspective, is the engineering grade validation. Patlas Labs turns these abstract claims into defensible, provable assets. Which really just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. What happens when your company's entire innovation pipeline, from that initial spark of an idea all the way to a billion-dollar portfolio, runs on a single API? That's the future Netrun is building.
Keep your systems running, and we'll see you on the next link.